The ocean is endless when you stare at it too long. It isn't blue or black, just a cold emptiness that stares back. Cruise ships are meant to feel safe, bright, loud, and full of life, but the ship called the Akaran was different from the first moment it drifted from Miami. There were no fireworks, no music, only fog rolling across a gray morning. 2,000 passengers laughed above decks, unaware that none of them would return. Among them were Daniel and Elise Carter, newlyweds, chasing a cheap honeymoon. For 2 days everything sparkled. Buffett's music, the glow of sunset on water. Then, on the third night, the engines stopped. No storm, no warning, only a heavy metallic groan that rolled through the hull and silenced every voice. The lights blinked, died, and after a breathless pause, the intercom hissed, "We are currently experiencing minor technical difficulties. Please remain calm." The voice was not the captain's. It was slower, wet, as if something was breathing between the words. People laughed nervously, but Daniel felt the carpet damp beneath his feet and smelled rot seeping through the air. When he opened the door, the corridor seemed to stretch away like a throat. Lights flickered at the far end, where a single drop of water fell again and again. By morning, there was no sunrise, only fog so thick that sea and sky had vanished. Daniel leaned over the railing and thought he saw another ship far below, sailing upside down beneath the water. He blinked, told himself it was reflection, but the shape remained until something thudded against the hull and dragged along it with a long, scraping cry. That day, a little girl vanished by the pool. The balloon she held drifted upward and burst. Crew members whispered to one another in a language no one knew. Each night, the same recorded message played: "Remain calm." When Daniel tried to reach the bridge, every stairway led him back to the same corridor. Elise swore she saw a person standing in their cabin, mirror-soaked, smiling. When the light came on, the mirror was fogged, words written backward in steam. "You're already here." On the fourth night, the ship began to move again, though no engine sounded. Outside, the sea churned like a whirlpool and lightning flashed inside the fog itself. The few survivors gathered in the dining hall under swinging chandeliers, too afraid to speak. The intercom returned with new words. "Latitude 0. Longitude 0. Daniel found the coordinates in the logs. They marked the center of the Atlantic, a blank point sailors once called the Black Point. The lights blazed suddenly and the passengers ran to the windows. An identical cruise ship glided beside them. Same banners, same broken lights, but its people stood motionless, mouths open, eyes reflecting the beam of a flashlight. The two vessels circled each other until fog devoured them both, and when the lights dimmed again, only one remained. By dawn, the hallways were silent. Luggage sat neatly on beds, as if their owners had evaporated. Daniel searched for Elise, breaking doors until he reached their cabin. Her phone lay cracked on the pillow, still recording. The video showed her reflection smiling on its own while pale shapes pressed against the mirror from behind. A shriek, static, and darkness. In the control room, he found the captain's corpse gripping the wheel, eyes dry as dust. The monitor behind him blinked the same phrase again and again. "You have arrived." Outside the window, the other ship sailed upside down under the surface, lights glowing through the waves. From inside the walls came a slow pounding, not from the sea, but from something trapped within the metal. Whispers followed Daniel through every corridor, thousands of voices rising from below. The ship tilted, groaning as if dragged downward. He ran for the lifeboats, each one locked, rusted solid. Steam rose from the sea and figures appeared through it. Passengers and crew, pale, dripping, their black eyes fixed on him. They walked as one, silent, closing in. Daniel stumbled backward to the railing. Beneath him, the sea gleamed like glass, and his reflection grinned up at him. He jumped. The water seized him like ice. Beneath the surface, another ship waited. Upside down, windows filled with screaming faces. One looked exactly like him. Then, nothing. 3 days later, a fishing vessel found him adrift in a lifeboat near Bermuda. His skin was burned with salt, his voice broken to a whisper repeating, "It's still moving." No record of the Acheron existed. No cruise line had ever registered the name. Investigators who watched Elisa's recovered phone claimed the whispering continued after the video ended. Some said the file reopened by itself at night. 6 months later, Daniel drowned in his bathtub, though no water was on the floor. On his mirror, someone had written in fog, "Welcome back." Even now, sailors report white lights far out at sea. A silent ship gliding through mist. Radio operators sometimes catch a voice through the static. Remain calm. If your phone ever loses signal on the open water, if the sea turns darker than it should, don't lean over the rail and don't look for reflections. Some ships never dock. Some names should never be spoken. The Acheron still sails the circle between the living and the lost, waiting for new passengers. And if you can still hear the ocean in your speakers, it means the connection isn't broken, it's calling you. The next time you dream of a voyage, remember this story. Remember the cruise ship. No one talks about horror short film, scary videos. And if you dare to know what waits beyond that fog, follow the next link on this channel, but only if you're ready to board. Because once you press play, the ship will find you.